Welcome, people. Welcome. Now, let's get started. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to hit the like button when you walk in here. Because, oh yeah, things are going to become real really fast. Don't forget to hit that like button. Shouts out to George over the hill. Never saw this coming from him. Now, here's what I might mean by that. Because somebody might go, what are you talking about, Cena? Some of you may not have known what transpired. So let's go down that road. George Hill, who plays for the OKC Thunder right now, did something very brave. He stood up to the National Basketball Association. Oh, yes, he did. Now, you might be asking, well, what did he do? And he's saying we're casting out all these rules. Maybe we should reevaluate what we're doing here. I just don't understand some of the rules. We can sweat next to guys for 48 minutes, but we can't talk to them after the game. What kind of goofiness is that? He says, I'm a grown man, so I'm going to do what I want to do. If I want to go see my family, I'm going to see my family. They can't tell me what I'm going to do. If it's that serious out here, maybe we shouldn't be playing. That's what he said. If it's that serious, maybe we shouldn't be playing. That's a powerful statement. Hit the like button for George over the hill, baby. Hit that like button. The plight have always changed. The narrative have always changed when it deals with me. There's always been this other narrative that pops up where people don't know which way to turn. Right? They don't know which way is up. They don't. They don't know up from down. Now, we all know the old gatekeeper is not going to open his mouth because he's there to keep status quo. That's his job. Mm-hmm. Well, see, that's the program. ESPN, instead of really focusing on what George Hill was saying, they were focused in on LeBron. LeBron James hitting a three-point shot. And because the union agreed, that means the players agree. And not all the players agree with the union, especially when the union is in control of one LeBron James, quote unquote. Now, if that's the choice, you got Chris Paul, who's the president of it, who's his best friend. You got Adam Silver, who are best friends with both of them. He's on the other side of the fence. And they're determining your life. They're playing with your lives for the players. And you guys are pawns and minions to their little game. The NBA met with the union, and now they're going to put in protocols that's going to take place immediately. Because now they got a recent spike of cases that have taken place in the league. Told you this was going to happen, but nobody listens. Players and team staffs are not allowed to leave their houses when and on their market. Aside from attending any team-related activities in the arena or practice facilities, exercise outside for essential services, or in case of emergency. Any pregame meeting inside the locker room cannot last more than 10 minutes, and everyone must wear masks. Any other meetings between players and team staff must happen on the court in a league-approved space or in a large room enough inside the arena to accommodate 6 feet between everyone being involved. Masks must be worn at all times. For team flights, players can only sit next to a teammate who is not going to start or who's on the bench. That's it. Any other treatment sessions, massage, physical therapy, that must occur in a hotel ballroom or large enough space to create 12 feet of space between each station. Players cannot arrive at the arena on game days any earlier than 3 hours before tip-offs, and must limit interactions before and after games to elbows and fist bumps. Extend socializing before and after games with opposing players. That is discouraged completely. Masks must be worn by players at all times while on the bench during games. When a player exits a game before they return to the bench, they can sit in cool-down chairs that will be set up at least 12 feet from the team bench and 6 feet apart from each other, where they won't be required to wear a mask. When a player is done cooling down, they must return to their assigned seat on the bench while wearing a mask until they enter the game again. Masks must always be worn in the locker rooms, during workouts, and when interacting with anyone outside of their households. Coaches and team staffs are required to wear a mask at all times. Any person who regularly visits a player's house for professional reasons, like personal chefs, trainers, agents, or managers, must undergo a COVID-19 testing twice per week. If a team has a positive coronavirus test among the players or team staff, the league may force the entire team and staff to undergo testing twice a day, in addition to regular daily testing. These guidelines will remain in place for a minimum of 2 weeks, and then the league can reevaluate where it is in terms of cases. The hope is that these new protocols will help curb the current spread of the virus around the league, and there won't be any bigger disruption to the schedule aside from postponed games here and there. The NBA has already expressed that it has no intentions of taking a significant pause in the season, and hope that this rough patch won't extend much further as a vaccine becomes more widely available in the coming months. Now, since that has been said now, and we know what we are now, that's the name of the game. That's where people are. So, George Hill and other players are not finna ride with it. But the NBA is laughing like, George Hill had something to say? Isn't he on a 1-year deal? Ain't he on his way out the league? Yeah, he won't be back. Oh, they're going to take care of old George over the hill. Old George over the hill. See what I'm saying? This is how they treat you. This is the treatment you're going to receive. Now, George Hill is a decent player. He's a very studious player. But the NBA and the league can survive George Hill's statements. But it needed to be said so that the word will be out there that the players are not going to go with this. You just can't make protocol changes in the middle of the season. When you make protocol changes, who voted on it from the union? I guess someone didn't like what I was saying. When you make these protocol changes effective immediately, these actions They hinder the fabric of the league. And when they hinder the fabric of your league, this is the narrative that you have to deal with. The league knew right away what they were doing. The league knew all they had to do was play the role. And as long as they're playing the role, this would be the results. They didn't have a plan that was secure and in place for travel. But I told you the only reason this was taking place because it was too expensive to maintain all those players inside the bubble. So when you know that, you know what they was going to do after that. They were going to roll the dice. They watched the NFL and they rolled the dice. They said, man, look, they had people testing. They still moving. That's what we got to do. We got to keep moving. Except for the league, those two leagues are set up differently. So it ain't going to go that way. That's what I was trying to tell people the other day. I'm like, it's not going to happen that way. So when I tell people, hey, they're different, there's a reason I'm saying they're different. I'm saying they're different because they're different. One is player oriented, the other one is team oriented. They might have their superstars, but they're going to promote the logo. The logo and the team rivalry is greater than the player rivalry. And the NBA depends on players. And once you do that, players are out the game. People ain't going to give a damn about the game. The only reason people care about the Clippers and Lakers is because LeBron and Kawhi. Other than that, you take LeBron and Kawhi out of the game, who cares about the game? People in Los Angeles, maybe. But other than that, there's no game. So you're in a whole different experiment. And your experience is going to be different. And it's going to hurt your league. I tried to express this before the league started. Y'all say I'm just hating on LeBron and all this stuff. I tried to tell you, these two leagues are set up differently. And when the COVID starts to hit, and it will hit, and I told them, this is going to affect your league. And it's going to infect your league at a problem rate because NBA players are way more active during the season than NFL players. NFL players don't have the time and luxury to go out and kick it during a season. They have 16 weeks. And after that, they have the longest break of any sport in the game because their body takes a pounding. They got to heal up. So now you're stuck in a box. Dummy. This is a surgical mask. You could wear those. I just had it on because I had to go in there and grab some money out of the ATM. But thanks for worrying about that during the live chat. Now, as I stated before, this has been the type of season that is another pandemic season. Like somebody's like, if LeBron win it this year, you can't say it's a pandemic. This is worse. This is worse. Because who you going to be playing? You beat a team that got 8 players. Now what you going to say? Yeah, we beat them. They had 8 players on the field. Loser talk. See what I'm saying? People are happy with mediocrity. They're happy with being losers. I've never been one of those guys who was happy to be a loser. So for me, things are a little different. But the league got a problem, and they know it. George Hill won't be back next season. They'll make sure of that. Exactamundo. China, Japan. You know, Japan sponsors the Golden State Warriors. Their television network. That's why they always go to Japan, the Warriors. Because Warriors in Japan, they basically invented the word, the Japanese samurai warriors. So everything with warriors relate to them. The Houston Rockets are China's adopted team. If you watch the Golden State Warriors jersey, they have Rockatoon on their jerseys. That is the network in Japan that broadcasts all the NBA games. That's why in Japan, all of the people over there wear Warriors gear. It's crazy. They don't deal with LeBron in Japan. It's about the Warriors. Now, in China, Houston Rockets are their adopted team. Now, Yao Ming, they had another Chinese player on the team for the same reason. This has always been the narrative. This has always been the way. This is the way. Now, knowing that this is the narrative, this is the way, people have to move and rotate accordingly. They have to move on a schedule that fits them completely. The NBA is doing the best they can to sustain. They don't want anyone disrupting that. You understand what I mean? They don't want anyone coming in there telling them how to run their business. They're going to say the game must go on and we can't have any stoppages. Why? Because the Olympics is coming. See, the Olympics is that international money. They can't mess that up. So they can't have these cancellation of games. They got to keep this thing moving fast. No matter how many players is out there, we just got to play the games. We need that network television money. Who can't be rescheduling games? We're going to have to keep that money coming in. But if we have too many players out, we're going to have a problem. It's costing the league money. And what's happening is it's not really that it's losing money. It's lost the attention of the people. People don't care. The league numbers are in the toilet, and they know it. They think I just hate the league. I don't. I'm a truth teller. The numbers are not where they should be, and not where they thought they would be. Even going up against college football and the NFL. Their numbers should be a lot better. But hey, let's take the money and run. This season, we just need to grab the money and go. The league cashed in on its insurance for the very first time and got a $900 million loan and gave every team $30 million. Who were out here completely suffering. So now I'm going to put a mask on because I got these girls coming over to do some things around the house that they got to do. Not what you probably thinking. So here they come. And they confused and as dizzy as ever. All right, let me get out of here.